What it do, guys? We are back with another episode of J-Breaks here at Skinner's Card Shack. We hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. Hope you enjoyed college football today. I know I didn't. My Hogs lost playing the Bama Crimson Tide. Crazy game. Came up a little short, but fun to watch. I hope you guys had a good weekend, or having a good weekend, rather. It's Saturday. This video you probably won't see because there's another video that's going to come out before this one, but we're a little behind with getting the videos uploaded and put it out there, but we're going to hopefully work on that tomorrow during the Music City Disc Golf Bag Tag. Shout out to any Music City Disc Golfers out there that watch the show. Shout out to you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow, Shelby Park. Throw some D's. Have a good time. Last bag tag before the championship. So looking forward to that. That's tomorrow going on. So shout out to anybody who's watching. It's going to be there tomorrow. But we got a mail call tonight. A little Stockton action, a little card breaks. And then we're going to knock out these last four free range 91, 92 upper deck. Next week, we're going to get into a full box break of those. We're also going to do a full box break of 91, 92 Flair basketball and almost a full box break of 92, 93 basketball. And the tops, I have cracked 2 or 3 packs out of the Flair already and 2 packs out of the tops on the previous videos. The NBA basketball 91, 92 edition, I have popped 4 of those. However, I've put 4 back in the box. So we're going to basically like break a whole box regardless, kind of, sort of. Even though the top 4 won't be the original 4 that were in there. We're not doing it for a break, for money, or anything like that. We're just doing it for personal. So it'll be cool either way. Even though, technically, there'll be 4 packs that are these, which came out of those boxes. Another box. But, nonetheless, we're going to put those 4 in the regular box. We're going to get right into it. First one we've got here from Marcel's 29, all the way from Spokane, Washington, Stockton's hometown. Get right into that one. Got a little bit of some good love here on the packaging. May have to get the skizzers out on the old Neefy Poo. Some stamp ink there. Man. Did a little work with this knife recently over the past week or so, and it has most certainly gotten duller. I need to sharpen that up. But here we go. We'll get right into it. Bam! Blue Wave Prism John Stockton in the draft picks. Gotta love that. Number to 249. Don't have this one in the collection, so super stoked to get that. Boom, baby, boom. Pop that in one of these. You know how I do with these number cards. And that is a nice one. Beauty. We'll set that right there just for a second. Get rid of that. Pop this bad boy open. Get rid of that. Whoop. Boom. Well, as I was saying in a previous video with these guys, at least the one touches from GameStop, they've got a couple little plastic pieces floating around in them sometimes that you want to make sure that you're wiping off before you slide that back on the card. You definitely don't want to get a plastic chunk in there with your card when you're putting these on there. Have it scratch up your card while it's in your one touch. Man, that's a beauty. Blue Wave Prism, like I said, number to 249, 107. Nice, a little soft on that back left, but maybe still a 10 gradable. Don't know if they count that, but maybe. The gem mints are exactly why they call them gem mints. You know what I mean? If they're not perfect, they're not a gem mint 10. They're a 9, maybe even not even 9, maybe an 8. It depends. They got to be pristine and perfect, and it's hard to find those. And when you do, you gotta get them graded. I'm getting a lot of questions about that actually recently from some of the fans out there via Facebook, via little man's coming at us via Facebook and Instagram about questions about different people, values, and things like that. I'm always willing to answer questions or help anybody out, especially friends who hit me up looking for wanting to know some different things or getting some different information. Sorry about the camera there. But whenever they ask, sometimes my answers don't always excite, especially so point in case, Larry Bird. There are some very valuable Larry Bird cards out there. I've hit some really good Larrys in some of the packs that we've hit, and some of them got a little value to them, and some of them don't. Larry's market, great player, legendary player, but the market in the card world's not that big. Part of the reason is that he didn't play through the modern, kind of the mid-90s to today, with all the different types of cards and all the different types of parallels and different types of just basically not so plain Jane cards as they were in the, pre-90, I would say 94, 93, 94, kind of started getting into some different types of cards instead of the plain Jane, sort of the gum style cardboard cards. And even to this day, we still have some of those. Your NBA hoops, your Denross are pretty basic. Still pull some values though. But back in the day, so if you get a Larry, it could be valuable even if you hit one of the rare ones. But as you guys know, if you've listened or watched the show, centering's important, edges are important, surface is important, corners, big time important. And in order to get that card to above, a lot of raw cards, they can go hundreds sometimes. But in for instance, what we're talking about with the Larry Birds, a lot of those raw cards go for $1, $2, $5, $10, just depending on the card. And that's a lot of people don't expect that when they ask those questions, like, oh, I've got this bird, it's going to be valuable. How much value has it got to it? And in reality, that bird may have a $5 to $10 value on a raw level. And most people, if they're old collectors who collected back when they were kids, most of the time they don't have cards graded. Most of the time they've stuck them in something, and they're probably in pretty decent condition, but maybe not the best condition. But when they ask, I always feel bad because I feel like I'm bursting their bubble, because they may have looked something up online and be like, oh, that card's worth $3,000. And in reality, it's $3,000 if it's a perfect 10 gem mint and it's graded. And so, you know how that goes if you've been in the card collecting world for a while. But if you're new or if you watch the show and I've talked to you or answered questions, I hate always breaking the bad news necessarily, because some people do have good cards. Some people's cards are valuable at a graded level, but they're just not so graded, not so valuable raw. And that's always kind of a surprise to some people who aren't familiar with the card industry or how it works, or graded cards or things like that. So, but it was just interesting. I've been having a lot of those questions recently, which, again, I love to answer, love to help everybody out, but just kind of a brief explanation of how that works, and then also how badly I feel if I ever tell you that, how bad I feel, if I've ever busted your bubble about card values, or if you think certain cards that I post are super valuable. I post a lot of the cards because, one, I think they're cool, and I love 90's cards. And I especially love 90's cards that are pack fresh, which is what we've been pulling a lot of recently. So the cards are in great condition. And so they could have some value to them if graded, which I've talked about on the show too, trying to get some different gradings and different things like that. Getting some cards out there to get graded. But this next card right here is going to be from Panama City, Florida, Justin Inventory. Little play on the name there. Go ahead and get right into that one. This one I don't have, which is crazy because I have the purple, but I didn't have the white. So I scooped up that guy. It's not a numbered card, but it is in the optics, the Denross optic line from 2019-2020. I've got the purple, but it did not have the white, so I wanted to score that up. So that's a nice little catch right there. All right, as we continue on, sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a switch in the video there. Little man was getting a little bit excited. Needed to go get put down. 2 ticks in. That little man needed to get put down to sleep. He was getting a little excited, as you guys heard in the background, so had to put him down. So there's a little break in the video, but we basically left off with the old Optics Express lane in the white, because I have the blue prism, but did not have the white. So anyway, going on into the next one, No Coast Collectibles. No Coast here, like that, from looks like Lincoln, New England, perhaps. Get right into that one right there. Ooh, we're gonna have to use some scissors on this guy. He's taped up kind of like I tape up my guys. Trying to get this fella out of here. He doesn't want to. He does not want to come out. He does not want to. Oh, the tape was stuck on the inside of the envelope. That's why. Look at that green painter's tape. I'm not seeing that one. The green painter's tape. Here we go. Trying to get it. I want to jab myself with these scissors. I'll probably need those here in a second for some of these envelopes when we get into those. But right now we are trying to get in. There we go. This will work. We got another Prism draft pick Stockton. Goodness gracious almighty. And this one's going to be number 275. Womb. The Orange Wave Prism. So we got the blue and the orange there. Nice, nice, nice. Again, didn't have these guys in the collection. Boom. The orange along with the blue. I gotta give me a red. Wave prism in the regular prism, not the draft picks. I had one that I ordered, and then like a week later, guy sent me, I can't send you a shipping label, something's messed up. Can I cancel it and then you reorder it for the same price real fast? And I was just like, that's just too much. And at the time, there was more on the market, and I went to bid. I just missed on the bids. It didn't bid high enough and wasn't paying enough attention when they ended. 19 to 75 on this one to get those. So I need to get a red wave prism, I believe. But there is the orange wave prism and the Panini draft picks, and that is such a beautiful card. Man, there we go again. I got to pay attention when I do this. I'll just shove this in there with another plastic chunk because I wasn't paying any attention, and that pisses me off. Look at that little plastic chunk. I don't think it got the card anyway bad form, but look at that. Just a little bit of plastic on these, and it's just, for one, it shouldn't be like that. And two, it just goes to show you don't get your one-touches at GameStop. No, don't ever get your top loaders there. It's like a pack of 25 for $13.99. You get 100 of them on eBay for 15 bucks. So I'm not going to tell you which ones because it's my little secret, and I found them on there. There's tons, I'm sure tons of people have found them and know about them. But you can get up to, you can get 100 top loaders for 15 bucks on the Amazon if you find the right people or find the right ones. And they're good quality top loaders, I swear by them. They're great. It's called Takura. I will tell you guys, I'm just kidding with you. I wouldn't hold out viable information on good, cheap top loaders because that would just not be very friendly of myself and or Jay Breaks or Skinner's Card Shack, and that's not who we are. Broasty, broasty. Didn't broast anybody tonight. Craziness. All right, next package up here. This one's going to be from a person, so we will not shout that out. And once again, I guess I don't need my scissors for that. Just get the old Neefy Poo. That's a big envelope for a single card. Boom. John Stockton in that sexy artist signature 20 of 50. So it is an actual on-card artist autograph. This is a very limited edition card. So you can see that is an on-card auto there. The signature below certifies this trading card as a limited edition Gigley print by the artist Edward Vela. The artist hereby promises to produce no more than 50 individual instances of this card, 20 of 50 with his actual signature on the card. EdwardVela.com. Drew that as a beautiful card. Nice to have this card. Something that's incredibly different and incredibly rare. 50 of these cards autographed. And never seen one of these before. I saw it on eBay. I got a hell of a steal for what I think this card is actually worth because of that. Because it is such a different card and such a rare card. Now, that's one of those things in the card world you kind of gamble with. I'm a Stockton guy. Oh, Halo. And when you come across these, I've come across a few. I've got one. I need to dig that out so I can show you guys. My mother, she happens to be a saint, as most mothers are, I would imagine. But she went out to a wedding and happened to be somewhere. I guess they had a card or a card shop. Look at that. On Card Auto Ink. Oh, sorry about the camera there. And as always doing that. But the corners, edges, and surface of this, look, another chunk of plastic on there. Just gotta make sure you're getting them or paying attention, I suppose. To these guys. Not to mention, I will be honest, I've used these before. I've got a few of these just because sometimes you're in a pinch and the old local Walmart doesn't have them. So you end up getting one touches wherever you can, which sometimes doesn't always happen at Target either or Walmart or anywhere. Card shop's a good 45 minutes away from me. So you can't always just make an easy run out there. And then sometimes I don't like waiting on eBay or Amazon to get these to me, so I just buy them. But I have noticed that these guys scratch a little easier. Not the card itself, but the actual one touch will scratch easier than some of the other one touches that I've used. But super sharp corners on this. Beautiful card again, artist signature, Edward Vela. Love this card, regardless if it's worth. If it's not, I mean, I would assume this card is worth some money. Especially graded out, if they'll grade it. I don't know if they even will grade this. It's funny too because disc golf has gotten into the world of cards through a company called Brixton, and some through Brixton, but they are doing like numbered serial cards. I think it's through Brixton. I'm pretty sure that's the card company who makes the cards. It may just be the people who are selling them, but you can get golden era boxes, although I don't know if you can get them anymore. They might have gone quickly. They're around $200 a box, $100 a box, 200, something like that. They went up after a little bit of time. I didn't get any. I wanted to. The reason I chose not to is I have yet to see one graded. other than by, I've not seen one graded by PSA or SGC, which are the two that I consider to be the best. And Beckett's up there too. Definitely haven't seen one of those. Beckett's definitely the hardest. Followed up by, in my opinion, SGC, then PSA. People's opinion on that vary, but we're not. That's neither here nor there. But the point was, I didn't get into the disc golf cards because I didn't see any graded other than maybe CSG or one of the off. CSG, I know it's not an off company to a lot of people, but it is to me. But there's some other companies out there, like, I guess, lower tier on the grading that I've seen graded, but I've not seen any in PSA or SGC. So it kind of made me hold off on wanting to get those, because while they're valuable amongst the community of disc golf, what you really want is something valuable on the overall market. And so I just didn't see the graded cards, so I was just kind of afraid to really dive into it and get into those, because I feel like their value only is going to consist of collectors within the disc golf community, which I could be wrong about that. This is coming all the way from Titan Falls, New Jersey. Individual, not a business, so you guys know how that goes. We won't shout out names, just businesses. But anyway, but it's really interesting to see that disc golf is getting into the card stuff. What the fudge? Oh, double-sided disc with painter's tape onto the cardboard. I have this card. However, this card was up, like, I think I got it for 99 cents, but it was up again, and I paid more the first time around. But I just love pulsars. There's one of my favorites. So I scooped up another silver pulsar. The centering on this one, much more spectacular on this one than on my other one. So that's one of the reasons why I scooped this up as well. That and the price point for a pulsar was ridiculous. I think after it was all said and done, I paid $3 or $4 with shipping. So, graded out, this card's probably $25 to $50 card. It's not numbered, but it is what they consider a short print on the parallel pulsar. But there's that one there. And this guy right here is going to be a break. No, it probably won't be a break. It's from Probstein. So hopefully whatever's in here, I cannot remember if I bought any more graded cards. I may have bought a couple. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a couple of weeks, and I've been kind of buying like crazy with Stocktons. There just seems to be some really good deals. Card prices seem to be a little lower right now, and that does tend to happen right before, like, towards the, NBA plays fixing to start back up in a couple months, a month maybe. So you see that kind of tail off a little bit, and then they pick back up, and over the summer typically stay pretty consistent and up. But you will see that. So here we go. This is from Probstein. I guess this is not graded. Probstein auctions, lowest rates in the hobby. Huh. So Probstein's going out stores on eBay. Oh. Lowest rates in the hobby. Over 1,000, you get 95%, 5% rate. Probstein auctions. So, Clifton, New Jersey. There you go. Probstein's new little insert. I typically don't like to get from Probstein. Probstein, whatever you want to call them. Because in the past, I've gotten many cards from him shipped to me just like this one, and all right, Zach, I know you watch a lot, and you know my beef with Probstein. And we have Probstein, just big card collector, but also been at the center of some different, not turmoil, but maybe controversies or whatever, if you will. But I told you guys, I bought in the last video that I bought a couple of these, and that one had a bunch of gunk on it. This one's got a little bit of a soft corner, a little bit of gunk on it too. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. If you're buying from Probstein and you're not buying graded and you're buying raw from him, the chances of that card grading out to a 10 are slim to none. The reason for that is Probstein deals a lot and graded cards, and the guy's been around for a long time and knows what he's doing, and nothing against him or anything like that and that aspect of things, because that's just how the name of the game goes. However, if you're buying raw from him, expect the card not to be a grader card. Expect it to be a PC card, just a card you want to have more than likely. And the reason for that is because if it's gradable, he's getting it graded and going to sell it graded. He's not going to sell it raw unless he doesn't think it's going to pull probably a 9 or a 10. I have seen him list some 8s, and it's probably something that slipped by him or something like that. But I did get one of these cards earlier. The price point was pretty varied. One was like $1.99, the other was like $5.99. But I didn't have this one, and I wanted a couple copies of it. The other one I feel like is a better condition card, minus the gunk we saw on it. This guy, less gunk, but a little bit softer corners. And again, like I was saying, if you're going to buy from Probstein, just kind of expect, if you're buying raw, that it's not going to be a grader 9 out of 10 times because of that reason, because he typically deals in mostly graded cards, and the raw cards he does have, more than likely he's selling because they're not going to grade out. That is my take on the Probstein raw cards, and that comes from Sports Card Investor as just a tip to look for things as far as when buying raw cards off the internet, especially from a dealer who, if you look on their thing and they sell a lot of graded cards and they're selling raw, that's probably the reason why they're selling them raw, is because they're not going to grade out. See anything? I swear I had a somewhat empty one. There we go. Got the right up there on this one, possibly. No, it's not got a big enough gap in it. I've got some more containers somewhere. No, that's not it either. I know. Well, maybe I guess I don't know. I guess I already filled the gap with it. With these one touches. I usually put the one touches up there so you guys can see them. I rotate them out as much as I can. Super stoked again about this card. This card is super cool. Value or not, it's a really cool card. Them. So there you have it. The John Stockton Mail call for this evening. That is all the packages I have. I've got a lot more coming. We will definitely open those soon. But as of right now, that was all the mail call. A couple optics, Pulsar from the Prism line. Got the purple, or excuse me, the blue and the orange wave prisms there, which are sick to pick up in the draft picks. Gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess that's calling to us. I guess we're gonna pull that one just because you fell, J-break style. If you fall, you must be broken. You must break. Grab one of those just because I like them. Skybox there. We plowed through those 91, 92 skyboxes last time. So we'll do a pack of these tonight as well. These are either from Trey Marshall or Search and Rescue cards. I intermixed the ones that I had freelance out of these. And what you see up there at the top, that's all I have of this inaugural edition Series 2 skybox. So still have yet to hit the Jordan out of this, or a pack fresh Stockton out of this. I have hit some nice ones out of here. Some Malone, some Larry, Magic. No Stockton, no Jordan. Hopefully we're going to hit some of those. Reggie Lewis right here, starting us off. Don Chaney. Tim Hardaway. Dominique Wilkins. Oh, man. Dominique's got the corner. Look at that. Would have been a nice card to top load up, or penny sleeve top load. Tyrone Corbin, Corey Gaines, followed up by Tyrone Corbin's. Michael Ansley, Sidney Moncrief, Razorback, also got a bent corner. Rick Mahorn, Brad Davis, Bill Winnington, James Worthy, Doug West, George McLeod, and Brian Quinnett. So that pack, not so great, and not the best condition either, just due to the corners. So we'll smash one more. You guys know I'm a even numbers type of guy. What do we got left? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Oh, there we go. That's it. That's all we're doing today. 3, because we got to have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Perfect. Love it. 2, there's 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So perfect. That's how we're going to do it. Love it. So 2 packs of these. We'll do it. 2 more packs of these just to even it up. 2 more packs. Again, no Jordan, no Stockton in these so far. Have hit Larry, have hit Magic in these. We're going to go right here with Nate McMillan. Charles Barkley. There we go. That will do. That will do just nicely there. The old Barkley and the 91, 92 Skybox. That's a nice one. Barkley, baby. Man, Bajong there. Or Engels Fawn, rather. Barkley. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm watching the cards and not through the camera. What is on this guy? Dick Versace? Sage? Michael Jordan! Yeah, baby. Michael Jordan with that hitter. That's a nice one in the skybox. I'm going to hope that we hit another one because there is some corner damage right up there on the corner. Just a smidge. You can see it just up there. Right there. That's the only corner. Everything else looks pretty nice on that. Just a soft corner there. Unfortunately, that will be a rough one. That will not grade out. Nonetheless, still a cool Jordan to hit. We'll slide him in the top loader, as always, Jordans. And we finally do hit it in that series. Hopefully, we can hit another one that's a little bit better condition. But these all seem to have a little top edge up on the top there. Sometimes they come out pristine, sometimes they don't. Willie Anderson, Bob Weiss, Steph's dad, Dale, Charles Oakley, Phoenix Suns checklist card. We love these guys. Love them, love them, love them. Reason why I love them so much? 1, they're really cool. Straight up. I just love the fact that they do team checklists like this back in the day with the teams, different logos. Nice little identifier if you put your PC in teams or stuff like that. But the other side about it is these are typically strong $1 or $2 to $4 range. It can go a little higher than that, but typically like a let's say $2 to $10 range on those type of cards typically. And that's pretty solid because 1, the checklist 9 out of 10 times if you find one, it's not pack fresh, and it's got markings all over it from where people used it. That's what we did back in the day. We used the checklist to mark them off. Terry Gatlich, but that's the reason why I love those cards, and they're great little couple dollar ones. Maurice Cheeks, Cliff Livingston, Ed Pickney, Ryan Shaw, and Frank Brickowski. So hit the Jordan in that. Unfortunately, that Jordan's got a little damage on that top corner. That will definitely... It's a good Jordan to hit, actually. It's a nice Jordan to have. However, unfortunately, that Jordan is not in good shape. Not in terrible shape, but not in good shape. And certainly not gem mint shape. Probably not even mint in the 9. Probably a 7 or 8, if not worse, on that one. Reggie Lewis, last pack of these tonight. Don Chaney again. Tim Hardaway. So we're going to go with the same pack. Dominique Wilkins with a little corner damage. Corey Gaines, Tyrone Corbin, Michael Ansley, Sidney Moncrief, Rick Mahorn, Brad Daugherty, Ricky Green, Jay Humphreys, Brad Davis, Bill Winnington, James Worthy. Literally the same deck as we hit in the first. So unfortunately that stinks, but that evened it up. So we're going to chill with those and go straight into this USA Basketball Skybox, because if I don't throw it, still haven't hit a holographic or plastic card. Randomly packed Magic Johnson and David Robinson autographed cards and special edition plastic cards. Have not hit either one of those. Hopefully I will. Nothing guaranteed in that, but it would be sick to hit a David Robinson or a Magic Johnson autograph card or a special edition plastic card. That'd be sick. Haven't hit any of those. These guys will all get penny sleeved. Oh baby, Patrick Ewing, pack fresh. These packs, out of all the packs I got from my boy Trey Marshall, these USA Basketball are some of the most pristine as far as the pack condition of the pack and the cards that are in them. Look at that, Michael Jordan, another MJ right there. I'll go ahead and top load him just because it's MJ. Look at that beautiful pack fresh condition card. Gosh, I love that. Top loader does it no justice, since it's kind of Karl Malone. Love the Karl here. Boom, Karl Malone. Slide him up there with the rest of those cards. And you get Chris Mullin. Look at that guy, NBA rookie. Those shorts, man. Woo, doggy. Thought Stockton's were short, but I think Chris Mullin's there. Boom, baby. Magic on Pippen. That's another good one right there. Beautiful condition. Again, all pack fresh cards. Magic on Scotty. Love that. And then right behind it, we'll just go straight Scotty again. Boom. Scotty. There we go. NBA update. Scottie Pippen again. Boom. From my great home state of Arkansas. Although he's a different part of Arkansas, Southern Arkansas, Delta Arkansas. Super poor area, super farmland. Magic Johnson off the court. Beautiful. Followed it up by his great friend and rival, Mr. Larry Legend, NBA shooting. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that pack, as always, those packs always yield hitters. But hitting the Jordan, Magic, Larry, Karl, I mean, minus the Stockton, you couldn't ask for more. 2 Pippins, that's not too shabby. Especially with the Jordan hits there. Ah, Stock, where you going, buddy? Are we falling over yet? Boom. I'm just going to throw these guys right in here because that's the Jordan bag. One of the Jordan bags. I'm getting down to the point where the Jordans I do have are all packed fresh because I've pulled them and gotten rid of a lot of the ones that I haven't pulled. Gonna go to grading on a couple of them that I have pulled as well. Alrighty. 91, 92 upper deck. Getting into these. Boom. Stacey Augmon, NBA All-Star Skills. Checklist right here. Or nope, maybe not a checklist. Stacey Augmon. There we go. Nice card. So this would, in modern days, would signify an auto, but I guarantee you it's not an auto. Otis Thrope here in the NBA All-Star as well. Boom. Horizontal Darrell Walker right there. Adrian Caldwell. Checklist card. And these cards don't, this particular decks don't throw a lot of anything other than these. But I'm pretty sure I see a flashy holographic card in there. And if I'm not mistaken, we are looking for 3D holograms randomly packed. So Maybe we'll get one. NBA checklist card. Got a few of these, but I love them anyway. Winston Bennett, and that's going to cover up a holographic card, so we're going to leave that right there for now. Jimmy Oliver, David Robinson. Definitely have hit this card again, but that is... So, as a collector, as somebody who's been around cards, you guys might have picked up on this. Sometimes when you get a card, it just feels slightly different, like slightly thicker, slightly something. This one feels, and like you can just almost tell that it's like the 10 gem mint of that card, or one of. And it's like just a little bit more square, a little bit stronger. I don't know how to explain it. You can just kind of tell. And I feel like maybe, ooh, goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. I was cramped up here on my desk, and then all of a sudden started to get a leg cramp. No bueno. But David Robinson right there, and this card just feels super, super sweet. However, that side's a little thicker than this thin side here, and you can kind of tell that. So that may be a little bit too much. That's like a 60-40, probably 70-30, maybe 80-20 on that one. So while that feels really, really nice, it's probably not going to be that grader we're looking for. Maybe, though. John Turner. Another beautiful hand drawn. There's Kenny Anderson following it up right there. This guy's, it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks team checklist. Alvin Robertson. Alvin Robertson. Definitely a great longtime Bucks player. Boom. Alvin Robinson. Centering on this one, pretty good. That's closer to probably a 60-40 than the David Robinson was. So, all right. So now our first hologram card. Oh, got one more on the back. That's going to be a Ronnie Cycli. Or no, excuse me. Alex Kessler. Alex Kessler. So Winston Bennett covering up the randomly holographic insert. Don't know what the odds are on that, but it's from the entire, this card, this was going to be, Find the West, randomly inserted throughout these specially marked packs are cards from Upper Deck's 9-card Jerry West basketball hero set. Find one of the 2,500 personally autographed Jerry West cards. Okay. This pack contains a random assortment of cards from our entire set, numbers 1 through 500. Cards 1 through 500 are known as high series and include rookies and traded players in 92. So it does not give you the odds of what you might hit in the 3D hologram. At least not in the packs themselves. I will look on the box and see. We'll go ahead and pull this off and see. Weston Bennett. Ooh, and this one is going to be Mr. Hakeem Olajuwon, baby. So definitely not the best condition. Definitely got some scratches. You can see a real bad print line on this left side. And what's crazy to me is, I mean, obviously there's more than John Stockton's hologram cards out there, but these are the only ones I have. AW8, they're super thin. This one's like, yeah, this one's not great shape. The Hakeem, but that is the Hakeem hologram. That's the first one I've pulled out of this pack. There we go. Maybe you can see a little better right there. Oh, look. There we go. 3D hologram. Not bad for the technology in 91, 92. That's the first one I pulled, again, out of those packs. So pretty crazy. Hey, you can see myself in the card. So Hakeem on that one. Pretty cool. Not too bad. Oh, checklist card there in the way. Oh, man. I'm just doing all sorts of craziness. Got a few cards to process and get through and get into their final homes and resting places. Got to get some more top loaders. Man, I'll tell you what, as a collector, I go through top loaders like crazy, but you just never really know. I've blown through 500 in the past week. So I thought I ordered quite a bit to get that covered up, but apparently 500 was not quite enough. Also, gotta get a store open on eBay. This personal seller stuff is great. However, I can only list 250 listings a month, and I get through that about 2 weeks into the month, and I'm waiting 2 weeks to list anymore. Speaking of my listings, though, or Skinner's Card Check listings, Stockhead 1224 on eBay. Listings popping up every day now, brand new. I'll read up on my monthly limit there of 250 a month. So starting to get some more listed from what I hadn't gotten listed before. Still have got tons to get even pictures processed and get listed too. So be aware of that, because there will be more of those in that process of getting listed in the near future. Hopefully we'll get an eBay store going, so then I don't have to worry about a limit. I can just start listing as much as I want. But until then, hey, for a second there you look bald. The old ball and chain showed up and running the good times over here, sneaking in. Just kidding. Nick Anderson right here in the All-Star Skills. Boom. Dan Marley, All-Stars. There might be one. Moses Malone. Sam Mitchell. There. Got a modern day reverse card. So Randy Brewer. Yep. Pooh Richardson. I hadn't seen Pooh. Craig Hodges. There we are. Elliot Perry and Gary Grant. Tom Chambers. There we go. Phoenix Suns. Team checklist card, which is odd that Tom Chambers would be on that. Out of all the people, there's Kevin Johnson. There's Jeff Hornacek and the Suns that year. Yeah, look at that. So I guess they went with Tom Chambers for some odd reason, even though he's not a team leader in any of that. So odd, but okay. Todd Chambers there. Any of those, I go ahead and penny sleeve up, because people like to get the whole set of those. Victor Alexander and Robert Parrish, East NBA All-Star. This gosh dang fella played for 50 years in the NBA. I mean, like, I don't know if it was actually 50, but he played longer. I think he's played longer than any other NBA player. I know he's in the NBA's greatest top 50. I know he's in the top 75. I'm pretty sure he's top 52 greatest players. But I remember being a kid in like the 90s, early 90s, 94, 95, probably when I started collecting. But he'd been playing since like 70-something, since the 70s, and was still playing in the 90s. Like, crazy long career. Gotta be the record for the longest career in the NBA, Robert Parrish. Mr. Longevity. Oh, well, he woke up, and Stockton's back awake. What do you know? All right, let's see if we can pour some more of those holograms. That'd be cool. Pull a couple of those in the last 4 packs of the freelance of these before we get into the actual box of these, and we're going to open later this week. Got a Spud Webb for the Kings. Starting us off right there. Boom, Spud Webb. Travis Mays. Jeff Hornacek All-Star. That's a nice one. Randy Brewer again. So the recycle is going to repeat a little bit. Sam Mitchell. Rick Smits. I don't know how in the world that ever happened, but Rick Smits somehow has a slight market. And I guess he was a big thing in Indiana. People like him. So Rick Smits there. Put him up. Kevin Duckworth. I thought that was Larry Legend, but it's not. It's another Celtic, Mr. Joe Klein. And Joe Klein again on the double. There we go. Bird versus Person. I don't know how that could ever be a matchup, to be completely honest with you. Wesley Person versus Chuck Person. Either way. Don't see how that's a matchup. But Larry right there. Larry versus Person. It's a pretty cool card. Boom, Ralph Keyes and Kenny Payne rounding us out in the 3rd pack of those tonight. So 4th and final pack of the 91-92 Upper Deck NBA basketball. This is what I consider the freelance packs, the packs that are not in the actual box that I have, but in the packs that are just, that I've gotten that were just random single individual packs. Doc Rivers. Ooh, definitely looks like we got another holographic card in there. That'll be sick. Doc Rivers. Xavier McDaniels. I remember this fella. Kentucky player, I believe, or maybe Duke. I can't remember exactly which college he played for, but one of the two of them. But great player. Had some injuries. This is the all-star card for him for the Knicks. Tim Hardaway, all-star. We will definitely bag this fella up. Mr. Tim Hardaway, one of the most recent Hall of Fame inductees. That's a nice one, an NBA All-Star. Played for the East that year. Scott Brooks. And here we go. Wrong. Oh, Tony Brown for the Jazz. Jerome Lane. Oh, here we go. We cover this. We got the hologram there. So we will go to the back for now. Jerry Reynolds. And Derek Smith. Malone versus Barkley. Now, there we go. Malone versus Barkley in the classic confrontations. I'm going to put my money on Malone, as I would anybody versus Malone. Just the way it works. Can't have Stockton without Malone. Dave Corzine. Whoop-a-doop. Ronnie McRae. And and what do you know? Coming back with a much better looking, much more quality looking Akeem Olajuwon. So how about that? Two Akeems in the 3D holographic and the same one. Gotta get something on there to wipe those up, but those. So I've seen a few of these graded, and I usually look for Stockton cards, so that's what I typically have seen these graded in. I'm not sure I've ever seen a 10 in these holographics. The holograph 3D holographic cards, I just don't know if they exist because, one, those holographic cards scratch so easily. And the other part of that is you fill these aren't made on a cardstock. They're made like, it feels like it's paper. It's so thin what they make these cards on. So it's just hard for those guys to stand up in the pack, and then hard up for them to stand up against other cards and the test of time just in general. There's the Akeem again, double Akeem Olajuwons in the double Akeem Olajuwons. Two more there. Two more freelance. We've already touched base with some of the other freelance packs tonight, so I might as well touch base with all the freelance packs and go straight into the Topps 92, 93. Plus, we hit those golds in these. Every pack one's got a gold, and I love them. And the right person can land you a nice pretty buck. And again, the All-Star cards. Excellent cards. All-Star Clyde Drexler right here to start us off. Clyde the Glide. And then we're going to have a checklist card. So two back-to-back penny sleeve cards. Clyde Drexler All-Star. Love these 92, 93 Topps. 2 of 2. Topps checklist card. Leave those out. Buck Williams right there. The Trailblazers. Gerald Glass next up. And Jeff Hornacek, baby. There we go. In the All-Star and the gold. You can't ask for much better than that. Hornacek, All-Star gold. Boom. Loving that. That's a nice hitter. I think he was with the Suns then. I don't think he was... I'm not sure. I'm pretty positive he was not with the Jazz yet. But with the Phoenix Suns... right there in the gold, Jeff Hornacek All-Star. That's not a bad hitter. Anthony Mason. Pete Chilcutt. Michael Adams. All-Star Joe Dumars. And candidate for the 1992 Dream Team. He's a point guard. Joe Dumars, John Stockton took that spot from Joe. And a lot of people thought it should have been Joe after Isaiah was pretty much shunned. Dana Barros right there. But I ended up going to Stockton, and I think that was a much better choice. Dumars had a great point guard, but when you're looking at the GOAT, that's point guards, John Stockton, it's hard to say that Joe Dumars would have been a better fit. Even though Stockton got injured in the 92, didn't play a whole lot, broke his leg running into Jordan in practice, but wouldn't let him keep him out of the game. Wouldn't let him keep him out from playing or anything like that. Magic Johnson in the All-Star. So pack rich on the first pack of the 92-93 tops. Definitely hitting some cards that we want to see. I mean, Magic, got the gold Hornacek, got the Joe Dumars All-Star, the Clyde Drexler All-Star, Magic Johnson All-Star. Loving it. That pack right there is a nice one. Kenny Smith, young Kenny Smith, and Cedric Ceballos. Man, I need to look him up and see what happened to him. He had a really great career for a while, and then thought he would be a huge name, but kind of fell off towards, I guess, later on, probably injuries or something like that. But we've seen that with a lot of NBA players that we thought were really good. So Magic right there, and the All-Star Joe Dumars, and the All-Star Hornacek, and the All-Star Gold Checklist, and Clyde Drexler in the All-Stars. So it's quite a few All-Star inserts in that Topps 92-93 pack. So don't see that too often. We'll get into the second pack of these right here in the 92-93 All-Star. Boom, boom, boom. All right, well, these guys are going to be a pain. There we go. That's a little better. Boom. Sorry about the bump in the camera, as always. Kendall Gill right there. There we go. Checklist 1 of 2. We got the 2 of 2. So there we go. Checklist. It's funny. The checklist on the 1 of 2 goes Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, David Robinson. Before you get into no-namers. Or not no-namers, but just names that aren't as known. So there those guys are. Which is odd, I don't see Stockton on this checklist, but I know he's in the set. It's just a little bit. Topps 92, 93, or 91, 92. Checklist card 1 of 2. Steve Smith. Boom, Gary Payton. It looks like we're going to get a Tyrone Corbett or Tyrone Hill in the gold, which golds are awesome, anybody, but would have much rather preferred somebody other than Tyrone Hill in that pack. Gary Payton there. A couple of those. Tyrone Hill. There's a Dominique right behind him, though, so we won't be too upset with that. Even though the gold hit in this pack, not anybody we wanted to see in that. Typically, in the gold spot, rather see a bigger name than Tyrone Hill, or a name at all, really. Nothing against Tyrone Hill, but Thurl Bailey, Frank Brickowski, Rick Fox, Benoit Benjamin, Terry Catledge, Dwayne Farrell, Chris Jackson, Alex Kessler, and Kenny Anderson. Man, young Kenny Anderson. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta love the young Kenny Can right there. Young Kenny Can. Whoop. I just feel like being frisky. We've only got 4 left. When we get low, you know what I like to do. I like to just break it in. We'll knock it out. Finish this off strong. Last 4 packs is the 92, 93 Freelance. And we'll just do it. We'll just break it right here. You heard it first right here on J Breaks. Skinner's Card Check. Tim Hardaway. Recent Hall of Famer. Looks like it's going to pay off starting off. Horizontal. Tim Hardaway. Love it. Looking for a Stockton. Looking for the gold. Stockton looking for the gold Jordan. Looking for the Pippen. Magic. Larry. Shaq. Not quite in the league this year. Comes in rookie year 93. Darrell Walker out of Kentucky. That was a good one. Boom. Playing for the Pistons. I don't know why I literally did that, but we'll see what happens. Jim Less. Detlef Shrimp. We got the All-Star Gold. Isaiah Thomas. Oh, daddy. That's a hitter. And a rare, very rare. You're not seeing many All-Star inserts of the Isaiah Thomas, and you're not seeing many of the gold. That's a sexy card, and the centering on that is pretty close. Pretty close to 50-50. Maybe 60-40. It might stretch 70-30, more so like 25-75, but or excuse me, not maybe 60-40, maybe 45-55. But beautiful Isaiah Thomas hit. Beautiful Isaiah Thomas hit. Love that hit right there. Sam Bowie. Mark Aguirre. Holy macaroni and cheese balls. This is going to be a zesty Michael Jordan's hit. And the Topps highlight insert. Centering great on the sides and a little bit off on the top to bottom, but not bad at all. The highlights, Mike lights it up. June 3rd, 1992. 35 first half points and tied another with 6 3-pointers in the game in the playoff, or excuse me, champion series against Portland. That was the NBA Finals. Beautiful Michael Jordan highlights card. Absolutely wonderful. Another Michael Jordan hit. That's 3 tonight. You gotta love that. Jordan coming in hot. Ron Anderson. Vern Fleming. Mark Randall. I like 2 on there. Bill Laimbeer. That's a good one. Good old Bill. Bill Laimbeer right there in the centering on that one looks almost perfect. Like literally almost perfect. I'm not sure there's much better centering than that Bill Laimbeer right there. Tyrone Corbin, not the Jazz guy we're looking for, whether have him alone or a stock, but you know. Fat Lever and the All-Star James Worthy. Longtime Lakers legend, James Worthy. Put them in the penny sleeve. Oh yeah. All right, 3 more packs to go, and we are out of here with J Breaks tonight. We hope you guys have been enjoying this show. Hope you guys have been enjoying this for a long time now. I certainly enjoy bringing you the content of everything. So 3 packs left tonight. I don't know if I've shouted it out or not or said anything, but J Breaks. Instagram, Skinner's Card Check on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, Stockhead1224 on eBay to get all of our latest listings and be able to purchase some of the cards you might see on the videos. And then, as always, right here on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, the share, the notification button on the J Breaks channel. You definitely don't want to miss it. Oh, starting us off, Mr. Clifford Robinson in the horizontal. Charles Oakley. AC Green. Otis Thrope in the All-Star. Danny Manning in the gold behind it. Man, slamming that cam, baby. Slam the cam. Breaking it like Jay breaks. Otis Thrope. There we go. Danny Manning in the gold for the Clips. For the old Clippers. Back when the Clippers were terrible. Not so much anymore, or before that. Or no. So, Danny Manning with the gold for the Clips. Kenny Anderson again. Excuse me. Alton Lester. Harvey Grant for the Bullets. Ken Norman. Steve Kerr for the Cavs. Boom. Larry Nance. Ron Harper, back when he played for the Clippers. Chris Morris. Dennis Scott. Love me some Dennis back in the day. And Paul Graham rounded out that pack. So a couple of hitters, including the Jordan highlights. You can't dismiss that. Definitely the bigger hitter in that one. Love seeing that. That's a nice one. Boom, boom, boom. The Jordan highlights. And I really wish I had another top loader right now. I do not, unfortunately. There we go. 2 packs left with tonight's break action. PC. Unless I'm feeling frisky when I get back for my personal reflection period. Willie Anderson in the horizontal for the Spurs. Oh, yeah. All-Star Dominique Wilkins. Love, love, love that, Mr. Dominique. All-Star. Whoop. I'm going to need you to go in your penny sleeve without any type of fight there, friend. There we go, Dominique. Right there. Starting us off pretty strong. Tom Tolbert. Willie Barton. We got the gold there. And that is going to be another not so great name. Sedell Threat. What the fudge? Kenny Anderson, you're starting to piss me off. Because I feel like every time I see you, this is the third time I've seen you in the third pack. And now I'm going to feel like I'm going to see you and see exactly what I pulled the last time. Alden Lester, how do I know? Harvey Grant. Ken Norman. Steve Kerr. Larry Nance. Ron Harper. How about that? Chris Morris. Dennis Scott. And Paul Graham. Literally the same pack minus the first 3 cards. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. That is exactly like... One of the things you kind of expect with 90's cards is the patterns. And let's be for real here. Last pack here. 92, 93, they were not randomizing stuff with computers as far as pack distribution like they do nowadays. Nowadays there is a pattern, but it's so large that it's not, like, you're not going to know it. And there's so many different ones, you're just not going to know it. Like in these, the old schools, especially like the 80's cards, I mean, like if you open a hob or if you open a box of the 80's, the 84, 85 with a rookie Jordan in it, you pretty much, excuse me, from the first pack you open, if you know the pattern in which they did the card dispensing, you know whether or not that box is going to have a Jordan in it by the first 2 packs, pretty much, because of that, how they did their patterns. That being said, that's the reason why you see some of the patterns fall the way they do in the packs, is if you get basically packs that were separated by enough other packs, you're going to run into the same pattern on the packs. And when you have a bunch of packs such as I myself, it's bound to happen. So you'll find that pattern in more than one pack a lot of times, especially in boxes back in the 80s and 90s. Not as prevalent today. You do still see cards that do that. And the one thing I've noticed with modern cards today is you get boxes, hobby boxes, and or cases that seem to be, that lend their hand to one team or another, almost like you'll get more of this team in a box just simply because that's what they were working on that day without, they were pushing that team for some reason. So I've seen a lot of that in the newer stuff, but you're not going to catch the patterns like you used to back in the early days, or the 80s, 90s rather. Let's get going. Tony Smith, last pack. AJ English. Michael Jordan, All-Star. Boom. Goodness gracious, Michael Jordan. What are you doing, bro? Popping up like 5 times tonight. Making my Jordan collection grow super, super fat. I like that. Mostly because I like getting rid of you for money and or Stockton. Crazy, huh? But that's like our 4th or 5th Jordan hit. We will not recap because there's a ton of them tonight, but you guys see it. Watch the video again. I'd appreciate it. Jack Haley, another no name in the gold. Dave Jamerson. Maybe somebody out there doesn't have this particular gold and needs it for $1 or so. Felton Spencer. All-Star Charles Barkley. There we go. Another nice hitter. And the centering on that is, from my eye, I can't tell any different than perfect on my eye. Like, literally the centering on that is so spot on. Beautiful Charles Barkley on the All-Star there. Love that. Great hit there. Gary Grant. Randy Brown. Derek McKee. Danny Ferry. Vlade Divac. Chris Dudley. Mark Price in the All-Star. And Otis Thrope. So we'll throw the Mark Price, and that will cap off the 92-93 tops and the last packs I had of those in the house. So shout out to my boy Trey Marshall for hooking me up with those cards and those packs. They have been awesome, especially the hits that I've gotten out of these. I mean, those last 2 packs was Jordan Rich, Barkley, Jordan, Dominique. Another Jordan's in there. So super stoked about that. Super stoked about bringing this video to you guys. Again, check us out, J-Breaks, on Facebook or Instagram. Skinner's Card Shack, Facebook or Instagram. Stockhead1224 on eBay. And as always, right here at J-Breaks channel on YouTube. We hope you guys have enjoyed it. We will be back with more videos here in the next few days. But until then, we love you and peace. Yerk.